wide, and you're just going to bend a knee and just come over, knee over toes, and just feel that connection through your foot, into your calf, into your hip, all that side of the body. And your body is kind of leaning forwards a little and just feeling into the strength coming up through that leg. As you do this, I want you to think about your other leg and try and plant down your toes and just feel the connection point. And then you're going to press down through the earth, and I always use my hands to help. So you press down to come up through the center. Your center of gravity moves to the middle, and then your center of gravity, as the other knee bends, comes over to the other side. And again, just this sense of pressing down through the leg, all of the strength, the trunk of the body, and then the other leg is kind of reaching away in an opposite action. And then we're pressed down into the earth, and we feel the movement up and over through the center of the body. Then we're going to turn the toes out. And we're going to bend the knees. We're going to come into a goddess squat. We're just going to go wherever feels good for us. Every day is differently. And just feel into the whole of the leg. Again, thinking of the feet up into the knee and the muscles of the thigh wrapping around into the buttocks. And then we're going to bring our arms out to side and slowly up as we strengthen, lengthen our legs. And then as we exhale, bend the hands and slowly bend again. And try and feel like you're dropping down through the spine, dividing the weight out through the knees and down through the feet. And then inhale, take the arms out and bend the arms. 3, 2, 1. And exhale, release and press through the feet, press through the feet. Bring the hands in to wrap. And then open the arms, and this time we're going to a balance, standing balance. Lifting the heels, finding your spot. Keeping your balance for 3, 2, and 1. And just feel like you're a star. You're radiating from the center outwards, and then from the center downwards through into the feet. And then slowly, really slow, slowly bring the heels down, and you'll feel all of your inner thighs engaging. Slow, 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 the buttock muscles. And one more time, slowly bend the knees. And again, go slow and feel all the muscles of the glutes. So it's an eccentric contraction. So it's a slow lengthening while being aware of your contraction. And this is the best kind of movement for us to be doing. And one last time, reaching the hands up this time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands down into the heart. And then very slowly press into your feet. So press down and down to come up. So don't lift upwards, press downwards to come up. And last balance, lifting the heels, find your spot, keep your balance for 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. And then slowly plant your heels. And then we turn to one foot. And you can be comfortable with your legs, so train tracks rather than tightrope. And then we're just going to bend a knee and just find this comfortable position with the knee over the ankle. And just find that for yourself. And inhale, bring the arms up, wherever feels good for you. And then exhale, open them down. Wrap your fingers together and open your heart forwards, bringing your hands back, your chest forwards, inhaling. And exhale, slowly bring yourself a little forward. And then slowly release the hands and bring them back up. Good. And from there, open into warrior 2. So your same leg as arm is in front. And your back toes are just going to turn out with your front knee staying exactly where it is. So I'll shimmy back so you can see me. And then we bring a hand to the thigh. Let's have a side reach. Thinking of the whole of the side body. Good. And then bring the hand up, up, up. Keep lengthening up towards the ceiling so that you keep that length and backwards. Reaching back, hand either on the glute or the hip. Reaching back. And then reach, reach, reach. Keep the reach. Come all the way forwards. If you wish, you may like to come down to the ground and open up. Or you can come back to this pose here. Whatever feels good. Third option, straighten your leg and just have a little bit of a stretch through the back of the leg. If you can't reach the floor, you might like to have a book or something, or go on the tips of your fingers, and then bend the knee, and then press through the front foot and the back foot. Bring your front arm up, drop your back arm back into your warrior two, and then tuck the toes inwards, pivot, drop the arms, and we're in a lunge. And we're just going to bend the knee and hover, breathing in, lengthening up, exhale, let go with a sigh. Again, inhale and sigh, let it go. Good. And then slowly coming up, and then let's turn back through the center, turn the toes out, and then another little goddess squat. And this time move it side to side, whatever way feels good, side to side, dance it. Just let that all shake it out, and then all the way up, 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 up. Shake out your upper body in case there's any holding from that. Good. And then keep your legs out. Let's do the other side. So train tracks rather than tightrope, and bend the knee forwards above your ankle if you can. And then inhale up, lengthen, lengthen up to the sky first, and then exhale, circle back, interlace your hands, reach them back and open the heart upwards. And then from there, bring yourself forwards, and if you want, your arms can go up for a shoulder stretch. Breathing deep, follow what feels good for you. And then as you exhale, press into your back foot as much as your front foot to come up, swing the arms up, reaching up, and then come into warrior two. Turn your back toes out and find your length. And then let's go forward first, reaching, finding that side body reach. Stretch through your toes. If you feel the knuckles of your toes are bunched up, then really think of the toes lengthening. And then from here, reach, 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 so that you're not cramping into the side body. Reach and go back onto the glute or the hip and reach back. Feel from your foot into your hip, into your armpit, to your fingers, and then bring it forward. And then the three options: the twist, where you can bring your hand down, or you can stay higher if neither of those suit you, or you can reach your hand up. 3, 2, 1. Press into your front foot, reach the hand up to pull you up, and then forwards. Breathing in, turn the toes in, and then pivot into a lunge. And then just find your center, have your two headlights of your hips facing forwards, and slowly maybe have a little bend in the back knee, just to lengthen that hip. And once more, a little bend. Good. And then from here, you're going to slowly bring your body forwards, take your hand down to the ground. Oh, I forgot to do Trikonasana. So go back into your warrior two for a second. The other option was here, here, and the other one was straightening the leg. I forgot that. So if you had wanted to do that, go for it. So that's with a straight leg, and then otherwise you bend the leg, again reach the arm up and come back up, so just in case. And then turn the toes in, and then from here we're going to come back into the center, and we're just going to bring the toes inwards, outwards, inwards, outwards, and inwards. And we're going to do a little chair pose, so we're going to bend the knees, bring the body into a chair, into the hands pressing together, and just a little twist, opposite knee to elbow, breathing in, and then slowly bring it back through the center, and the other side, 2 or 3 breaths. And then coming back to the center, and then slowly, slowly bring yourself up. So shake out your legs. Now hopefully your thighs are nice and warm now, so just in case they're contracted, let's give a little tap down the sides, all the way down. And then all the way up the center. And then one more time down. And up the center. Good. And so let's go through a forward bend, whatever you'd like to do. So you hinge from your hips first. So aim for a flat back. Then bend the knees. And then bring your hands to the ground and come into a curled up fetal position. And have 3 deep breaths. And from there, let the fingers creep forward, keep the toes tucked under, and just have a gentle stretch through the back of the foot, if you can, the sole of the foot, into the fascial system of the body. Breathing in. And as you exhale, bring the hands forward, and then you can walk the knees back a little, tuck the toes under, and let's just do one dog to just lengthen out the body. Bring the knees off the floor, keep the heels off the ground, and just lengthen your hips upwards, stretching out. And then slowly let the heels drop down and back. Ears in between your elbows, and then slowly let the knees come down. And from this position, we're going to relax our toes, and we're going to take our right toes behind us and just press back. And as we press back, you're just feeling the front of the right hip lengthen, and then slowly lengthen the leg upwards, and then bring it in, knee to forehead, and away, and again. And one more time. And then the next one, we're going to bring it into our chest and foot in between the hands. And in between the hands, we're just going to go slightly forward and slightly back. So we're just hinging through the hip and the knee joint. And then as we go back, you're going to find an alignment with your knee and your hip, and wriggle your foot forward to where it feels comfortable for you. And notice what feels good. So bend as much as you need to, but try and keep the hip and the knee in alignment. And you can find what feels nice for you. Maybe plant the foot first. And again, like we did in the forward bend, you're forward first rather than rounding. So try and keep your back as flat as possible to begin. Take 2 nice breaths, breathing in and out. And then if you wish, you can go further forwards and then flex the foot so the toes are to the sky. So it depends how your calves are feeling. So whatever feels good. And because you've maintained a flat back, now you can drop a little less or a little more if you want. Rounding over, dropping the head towards the leg. And then from this position, you're going to slowly bring the heel back in a little because you took it further forwards, and then you're going to come into that nice alignment with the ankle and the knee, and we're coming into a twist. We've got our right foot forward, we're going to take our left hand on the inside of the right foot, the other hand to the waist, and just have a little twist up to the sky. My hand is just on my waist, my lower back. And I'm keeping the balance by pressing through my front foot and my back shin and foot. Try and not bring your shoulder to your ear. Try and lengthen your shoulder blades down your back. And then slowly bring everything back to center. So in that stretch you would have been feeling your inner thighs as well. And then lengthen again. And this time bring your bum back. And then come forwards. Just easing into all these deep leg muscles. Good. And then from here, let's go into our pigeon pose. So bringing your knee to your right foot and your other foot. in front of your other hip. Tuck the back toes under and let's lift the knee if that feels good for you, and then slowly bring the foot down. So in this position, we're going to press into our fingers, and my fingers are kind of up on stilts, let's say. So I press down and I inhale and I try and lift through the chest. So not through the neck, but through the chest, and I open my shoulder blades down and back. And we have a breath or two, breathing in and up. If you feel you're sitting more into one hip, maybe use a cushion to support the hip that you feel you're tilting into. Good. And then from this position, I want you to flatten your hands and just let yourself tilt a little forwards. And now we're going to think of the back foot, and I want you to very slowly lift the back foot so that the toes point up towards the ceiling. Or flex, whatever you feel is comfortable for you. And you'll just feel the front of the quad muscles engaged to do this. And just feel as well, if you're cramping into your lower back, then do less or press more into your hands to support you. And 2 breaths, breathing in and out. Feel where you're lengthening in your body through the front of the hip, the back hip, and where you're engaging. And then slowly, slowly release it. Release it, release it. Good. And then from that position, press your hands. So let's do a little rest here. Bring your fingers forwards, stack your fists, and then rest your forehead onto your hands. Relax. Close your eyes and have 3 to 4 long, nourishing breaths. Let any tension from your shoulders drop away. Relax through the spine. And then very slowly find your hands against the ground and slowly walk yourself up. And then turn yourself so that your bum is through the center and you're sitting with your legs wide. So with your legs wide now, you're going to flex one foot and point the other foot. So you're going flex and point. So you're going through. So you can kind of move your body if that feels nice, the upper body with it, and just feel the difference here. Good. And then you're going to roll the leg in and out, in and out. And I find this is a passive action, so you might like to even just put your hands on your outer thigh, and it's kind of like a rolling pin, just rolling in and out. And you can even start at the knee and then walk your hands up and just kind of let all the muscle around there soften. Okay. And then you're going to slowly bend one knee, bring it up, bend the other knee, bring it up. And you're going to take your hands together and you're going to press so your elbows are kind of at your lower shin. And your knees and your forearm are in contact. And we're just going to do a little press of the legs inwards and inwards so that the arms are resisting, the structure of your arms are resisting. And just feel what's engaging here. If you're feeling your inner thighs, try and keep the neck soft. Close the eyes even, have a breath, keep pressing. And then very slowly, I want you to exhale and slowly let the knees drop out a little. Drop out a little. And then bring them in again. And walk your feet a little bit out. And again, do the press. Press. And press. And just feel soft through your center, but strong through your peripheral body, your legs, your arms. Keep that press. Notice if one leg isn't pressing as strong as the other and try and balance it. So do less with the strong leg. And then very slowly release the pressure so the knees drop a little out and out. And you may even feel that your range of mobility in the hips, that your outward rotation is greater here. And then relax them in again. And then walk the feet a little bit out again. And then we're going to press one last time, pressing in and in. And we're engaging all of these little muscles of the inner thighs, the legs, the glutes. You can feel so much happening. Close the eyes. And just try and feel it rather than working out too much or observing it. Try and feel it from the inside. What can you feel? What parts of the legs feel that they're engaged? Is it the same on the two sides, or is one less active? And then very slowly release the pressure of the legs. Let the knees roll out, and then bring one leg in, the other leg in. And then after this, cobbler is going to feel so good. And then bring yourself forward. As I said, hinge first, and hinge and hinge and hinge. And then only when you're comfortable lengthening, then let your body round to drop the head. And whatever position is good for you, whether you're holding your toes or on the inside, just drop and relax. If you want, you could also put a cushion here, and you could wrap your arms around a big cushion or two pillows. And last breath. And then very slowly rebuild through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up. Lovely. And now let's do our other side. So back onto all fours. And this time you've got your left leg back, or whatever one you didn't do, and you're pressing back nice and long. And sometimes I do a little bounce. It's like you're about to sprint, pressing back. And then relax your other shin and foot so it presses into the ground to balance you. Find your balance. Try not to hitch the hip. Try and keep it balanced and level with the other leg. And then slowly bend the knee. Bring your knee in towards your forehead, rounding through the back. And lengthen. And again. One more. I'm just trying to feel the whole of you, all of your movement. And on the last one, bringing it in, hugging it in and up, and then plant the foot down wherever feels good. And then slowly hinging forwards and hinging backwards. And just going through your range of movement, not trying to go the full range in either direction, just oiling the joint. And then the next time you come back, find what feels good for you, creeping the leg forward, maybe keeping the feet planted. Keep it straight back to begin if you can, and then just let yourself feel into the back of the leg or wherever you're noticing in your body, maybe your glutes. And again, if your hands don't touch the floor, you can raise them, or if you need to bend the knee a little, do that. Whatever works for you. Again, never going to any pain or strain, just going to a place that feels manageable, even enjoyable, and letting your breath lead you. If your breath is really irregular and rapid, then it's saying it's too much what you're doing. So if you can talk as you do it, that's a good sign. So nice and slow. And then if you want, you can let the head round over at this point. And just notice what you're feeling and where you're feeling it in the body. And let the back foot work for you. A lot of the time people are very passive with the back foot. And then from there, if you wish, you can snake the foot further forward to flex the toes up, only if it feels good for you. And lengthen, and if you want, you can drop the head. Breathing in and out. And with the foot flexed, you may be feeling it more into the groin. And then slowly drop the foot, shimmy it back a little if it's gone too far. We don't want you going into the splits. And then again, hinging forwards, hinging backwards, hinging forwards. Just going to what feels good. Nice. And then the next time you come forwards, let's come into our pigeon pose on this side. And then tuck the back toes under and reach back. If you can, lift the back knee, press the hands into the floor, tippy toe fingers, inhale. Notice how this side is different to the other side. How can you keep your hips facing the front? Breathing in and out. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. And if this is too intense for you, then tilt further forwards, absolutely. And then if it feels comfortable for you to go lower onto flat palms, bring your body slightly further forwards. And then you're going to think of the back foot and do this only if it's comfortable for your knee. And you're going to slowly, slowly lift the back leg, keeping the hips down until maybe the toes come up towards the ceiling, or you flex your foot, or maybe it's only halfway up. Wherever it is, it's just depends on what the quad's like and what their range is. If they're very tight, you won't be able to lift the leg very far, or if they're weak, you mightn't be able to lift the leg. So just feel what feels appropriate for you today. Close the eyes, 2 to 3 breaths, breathing in and out. And if there's cramping in the lower back, then you've gone too far, so release the leg. And then last breath. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly let it go, because we know that letting it go is where this beautiful lengthening is happening. Good. And then slowly come down into the comfort zone of your pigeon pose, resting your head on your fists or wherever feels good, and rest for 3 to 4 breaths. And just notice how all along we're working with different muscles of the leg. Now you may be feeling your glute on the front leg more, getting a deep stretch. Whereas when we were doing the previous pigeon pose, we were really working through the back leg. So just thinking of all of the wholeness of the body, everything working together. And obviously it depends where you're tight in your body. Something else may be taking your attention, and whatever it is, try and soften into it through your mind, not pushing anything or wishing anything to be different. And just being present with what is now, not judging it where possible, and then slowly, slowly walk yourself up and up and up. It's always tough coming out of pigeon. And then we're going to bring our legs a little wide again, as we did before. Flex the toes, and this time we're just going to do a nice gentle reach. So slide one hand to one side and reach up and over, and just enjoy that stretch. And so it's a sideward stretch, and if you wish you can then turn it downwards, so you're facing over your leg if you wish. And you can lengthen, lengthen, lengthen first, long back, and then exhale. You can enjoy a lovely deep stretch of the inner leg, back of the leg, the hamstrings. And again, wherever you are, if you're upright, you could be resting on your elbows or your hands. Everything is perfect. So the aim of the game isn't to get your head to your knee or your shin even. It's just about finding the length, feeling for your body what feels really good for you, not forcing anything. There's no ideal that you're trying to work towards. You just want to be sincere. And then come to the top of the knee and find those little juicy points that can be very tense. And just get your pinch your fingers and give a real nice release in just those points above the knee can be really tender, or sometimes a really nice one, a fist along the IT band, the outer thigh, and then on the inner thigh, just going up and down is really nice for your knee. Find what feels nice for you, obviously. And then give it a shake. Right, so let's do the other side. Inhaling through the center. And then exhaling, reaching wherever feels good for you today. Keep both of the hips planted down so your sit bones are on the floor. So if that means that you're up here, wherever you are is perfect. And feel into that. Be so fully in your body. Just really enjoying the presence. Can I feel my sit bones? Can I feel my little toe? Can I feel everything all at once? And then exhaling, turn, look over the leg if you wish. Flex or point your toe or just relax it. And then lengthen forwards. So find your length and then drop your head wherever feels good. And just feel into that. Lengthening out from the lower back on the opposite side all the way to that opposite leg. Wherever you are, just being really present and mindful and loving and nourishing to your body. The house of your spirit. One more breath, and then bring the hands either side of the thigh and then press into the hands. When you press into the hands, it should feel like it's taking any pressure off the lower back. So really do that. Press into the heel of your hands to bring yourself up nice and gently. Slow, slow, slow. Great. And then we're going to bring the toes in and out, and slowly bring them all the way in and in and in, in and in and in. All the way in, that's it. Feet in front of the camera. Waving your toes. And then from there, bend your knees up. And then turn your hands towards your bum. And then raise your toes. Feel what you feel through the ankles here. Just a little for the ankles. Just notice the difference between the two ankles. And then slowly plant the foot. And then raise your heels. Just feel, the lower shin, the side of the foot, just all these little muscles of the lower leg. And then slowly plant the heels, lift the toes, inhale. And this time open your chest upwards. And then exhale, round back as you lift the heels. Or round forward. And then once more, plant the heels, open the chest. And exhale, lift the heels, rounding back. And then next time you're going to lift the toes but plant through the foot so the whole foot comes to the ground. And then press off the hands to bring your knees forward. Just getting this lovely stretch through the front of the quads, if that feels good. And just feel what feels good, if it's better here or here. And if you wish, you could even walk your hands so that your knees eventually touch the ground. So just find what feels nice for you with your chest open, whatever feels good. And then very slowly, just coming out of that. So you can come out by putting your bum onto the floor, or you can walk your hands up and up and up and come to seated position. So you're going to come onto your shins. And then we're going to bring right knee forward and then walk the foot out to the side so that your knee is in line with your heel and your leg is turned out so your toes are pointing to the side. And we're going to do similar to what we've gone through earlier. We're going to do a nice side reach. Find the length from the knee into the side body, and you may be feeling your glute muscles even here, whatever it is for you. And just enjoy that. Close the eyes. Just feel into your body. Notice what you're feeling. And because we work with the somatic approach, trying to feel all of you and how the whole is working together to support this movement. And then as you exhale, let the arm lead up and over. And then be like a pendulum or a weight dropping down to bring you up. Good, lovely. And then just tilt to the other side. You can let your other hand go wherever feels good. I'm holding onto my knee a little here. And just tilt, go the opposite direction. If it feels good for you, bring a little more weight into the foot that's out, even a little lean, and lean away from that knee, and that can feel good. But again, see what feels good for your body. So you're going the opposite direction, away. I know it looks more challenging than it is, so you could lean your knee to help you counterbalance, and then lift it up. And this time we're going to bring fingers to the ground, so just like we did in our triangle pose at the start. And just find this lovely twist and just really feel into what's happening through the waist, lower back, the QL muscle. And then slowly relax that. And you're going to walk your hands forward and turn your toes to the front like we did in the warm-up at the very start. So my toes are to the front and my hands are on the ground. And I'm just going to bring my bum back over my heel. And I'll feel the front of my hamstrings engage a little here, and I may feel my inner thigh muscles. So notice if you feel that, and just finding this, again, eccentric. It's lovely use of the muscle, but also a lengthening of the muscle at the same time. So the best kind of workout for your muscles, and just really feeling into that. If there's a bit of shakiness, that's all okay. So if it's super shaky or unstable, then bring yourself further forward. Don't go as far back. So I'll just show you from the side. So I'm going from here and I'm going back, and I'm keeping my toes planted on the foot that's out to the side, and then bring it back forward and up, and I'm sure you're feeling that. And then from here, we're going to do a nice one. See if you can bring, keeping the hands forward, we've got our right foot out to the side. Take your left hand and scoop it under and reach it towards those toes, and just allow your chest to look to the side, breathing in and out. And then press the hand down, bring that hand back, support yourself, come up through the center. And let's try that to the other side, because it gives a different stretch into deeper muscles of the leg. So reach to the other side and have a little twist. See how that feels for you. Again, if it doesn't feel good, feel free to move on to the next exercise. And then slowly you'll feel that likely is going deeper into some of the muscle fibers of the inner thighs, and then press into that hand, bring the hand back and bring everything up, and then turn that knee in, bring it in and sit back on your heels and close the eyes, and we have 3 deep breaths, breathing in and out. And in and out, letting everything go. Have a big smile to yourself, all this lovely leg work that you're doing, and then bring yourself into the other leg, the other side. So we're bringing our leg nice and wide to the side. And so first we're going to go through our lovely gate pose. So we're bringing it up and over, having a nice stretch. Just make sure you're not putting no pressure on your knee. Reaching, lengthening from the side muscles, the waist muscles. And then lengthen up. And then over. We're going to go the other side. And as you know, you can keep the leg long, or you can bend it a little to find this counterbalance. So lengthening. And just find what feels nice for you. Explore it as well. You can always move between different ideas of what might feel good. And then slowly, I always think it's easier with a bent knee to help yourself reach up, reach up, reach up and over. And then if you want, coming into a baby trikonasana, hand on the ground, long leg, just looking up to the sky. And feel through that supporting leg, what's happening through the front of the hip. All these little stabilizer muscles. And then lengthen up, 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 up. Very nice. And then bring everything forwards. Plant your hands in the ground. And then we're going to go back with our bum until it's over the heel, if it feels good. And we have 3 deep breaths here. Press your little toe into the ground of the long leg. Feel the front of the quads. If it's too much, then lessen what you're doing, the intensity. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself fully forward again. Then the left leg is out, so I take my right hand and I creep it under, having a lovely twist in the movement. So my right hand is reaching towards my toes, my other hand presses into the ground gently to open the chest to the side. And my shin, the leg of the supporting leg, is also active. And then slowly bring yourself back to the center. And if you wish, try with the other arm to come into a slightly deeper stretch. And a closed twist. So feel whatever the range is in your body here. If you need to be higher up, you can, but try and keep your neck relaxed. Or maybe this isn't a good position for you, just feel what's right. And then slowly press into that lower hand. Bring it in, and then slowly bring that knee down. Bring it in, and then let's bring our hands forward for our last movement. Tuck the toes under, and knees up. Hips to the sky, heels high, stretching out in a high dog. Shake out your head, yes and no. And then bend one knee, bring it across. And change, bend and bring it across the body. Twisting through the legs, the lower body. Good. And then back into center, plant your heels, and then slowly, slowly come down. And down, and down. Bring your bum back and come into a child's pose with either your arms resting at either side of your feet or here with the hands laid out in front, whatever feels good. 5 long breaths. And just let everything soften and relax, your facial muscles. All the muscles of the back, the belly. And of course your legs after all this engagement and lengthening. And enjoying the folds of your hips, the fold in your knees. And just feeling how in this position it can be really nice for the legs to really decompress. Soften through the lower back. And then slowly, slowly bring the hands either side of your face. Keep your eyes closed and very gradually bring yourself into any seated position. If it feels good to sit on your heels, just sitting like that. Keep the eyes closed and just resting in this position. Filling the belly with the in-breath Relaxing the neck, the shoulders, the spine. Feeling the tailbone anchor down into the earth. And then very slowly, just letting yourself have 3 last deep nourishing breaths, and every breath just sealing it into your body. All the nourishment of your movement, your awareness. Allowing the goodness of your practice to stay with you. Filling it into the belly, into the heart, and into the mind. Noticing any vibration, your physical body, your energetic body. Notice whatever thoughts come up for you that pass by, and let them pass by. Just be in the practice of just letting go. And then very gently bring your hands up from your hips, your belly, one hand to the belly, one hand on the heart, and just feel the upper lower body connect. And then bring the hands to your face, rest your face in your hands and have a breath and a sigh. And then brush across your face. And then circle the arms, sealing in all of the energy body. Resting the hands at the third eye, the mouth and the heart. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. Inhaling, acknowledging yourself, being grateful to yourself and all that you brought to your practice today. And we say namaste. Namaste. So go and have a shavasana if you want that now, or have a deep, deep sleep tonight.